Hello you awesome people of the world, thank you so much for tuning in to yet another episode of my Vainglory gameplay. Now guys, basically what's going to happen here is that you're going to be watching in the background, of course, that I'm playing a casual match using a Jungle Skye. But also, did you notice I have a new opener, like a new intro to my videos, and later on you will see a short little outro as well. So how do you find about that? I mean, did you like it, guys? Because I actually have some people, some of my subscribers suggesting to me that I should have an intro, and I said, hey, you know what, I might as well try it. So I just went online and I just found a few websites that actually could make an intro for you if you just, you know, put in your own logo as the picture. Basically they just, you know, just come up with one for you, and it was pretty cool. So I was like, okay, you know, I just pay about like $5 US or something like that for one intro. So that was pretty okay. So yeah, hopefully you guys like it. Now basically, I know I'm actually playing a solo match over here in the background, and basically it's for you guys to watch while I talk about some things. And the things I want to talk about today is 1.18 version 1.18, or do you call it update or patch? Whatever term you use it, is 1.18. It's finally here. The time that I'm recording this is the first day, and this match was also played in 1.18. So I must say, lots of changes coming up for Vainglory in 1.18. In fact, I have the whole patch notes over here. Let's have a talk about it while you guys watch the match. So as you can see, there's going to be a new hero in the fold, and that is Lance. He is a roam or a tank. The exact role that they've coined for him is Protector. So, and if you actually understand his kit, you can understand why. He has a lot of abilities that can help his team peel and set up fights and stuff like that. So he is very good to, he is really useful in protecting his teammates. So Lance, so basically his let's see, his heroic perk is called Partisan's Technique, and basically Lance's basic attacks damage every target along the path. However, his attacks are slow to land and attack speed is less efficient or effective on him. And he uses stamina instead of energy, and purchasing items with energy regeneration increases his stamina. Okay, yeah, fine, fair enough. Now his first ability is called Impale. Impale is basically a skill shot kind of ability, where you target it to a certain direction, and Lance will dive in that direction and use his pole arm to kind of like just dash forward and impale any enemies on his path. If he does strike an enemy, that enemy will be rooted. Okay, if he doesn't, of course, do a reflex block. If, on the other hand, he doesn't hit anybody with his impale, he will instead be stuck there for just a few more seconds. Not exactly a few seconds, but maybe one full second or something like that. So it's very important that you actually land this ability. Otherwise, you're going to be in big trouble. Okay, so then we have Gythian Wall. Gythian Wall basically has two portions to it, and one is the passive. The passive is where when you start hitting an enemy, or even a minion, I believe, you will start to face your shield towards this enemy, and as you're moving, you are actually strafing. So you're like moving around the enemy with your shield up, and you're blocking damage coming from that direction by up to 50%. Now, on the other hand, if you were to activate the ability and in a certain direction, Lance will sweep his pole arm in that direction, and he will then drop his shield in facing that direction, greatly reducing the damage from that direction up to 90%. So it's really cool. What I think about it is like, wow, could you imagine if that were to be a forward barrage, or a suppressing fire, or something along those lines, one of those abilities, you could literally just put your shield down and just block all the damage coming from that direction. It's going to be super awesome. Anyway, I'm just focusing on the fight over here in the jungle. Look at me. I'm just gonna try to kite backwards against this enemy Skye, who tries to dive in for me. Unfortunately, that was a bad idea. He dies in the process, and now we're just gonna chase after the Catherine. However, I get stunned by Catherine and by Glaive. I'm trying to get out. Thanks to the Vanguard, I'm able to get out, and my team is able to get the kills. Not bad. So that was a really exciting fight for me. Even though up to now I still have 0 kills, but hey, you know, at least I feel as though I'm participating. Anyway, moving on to the last of the abilities for Lance, and that's combat roll. Now, it might seem a bit lame that his ultimate is a combat roll. Literally, just, you know, tap the ability and tap into a direction. He will roll in that direction, and his next basic attack within 2 seconds will strike quickly, dealing bonus crystal damage. So that's okay, but really, this ultimate, what it does is to help him reposition himself in the fight so as to have some sort of combos with his A and a B. So I'm thinking, if you're going to use the Lance, one possible combo you could use is to perhaps use your Impale to root the enemies, and then use your combat roll, and what do you call it? You roll aside, and then you probably use your Githian wall to slam them against a structure or something like that. And hopefully by then, your Impale will be ready again, and you can just keep rooting them, and then roll again to... no, because once you Impale, you will reset the cooldown on combat roll. So the moment you Impale, you can straight away do a combat roll. So that's actually very useful. You can keep doing that repositioning, rooting, and then just ramming them against the wall or something like that. And yeah, you're gonna get a lot of damage done, and you can help your team a lot, especially. So I think that's how you perhaps could use Lance. I tried using him already, and that was I must say the skill shots are really hard to land. I'll explain it maybe in future videos. But anyway, so what's up coming next in the game? We have Quest and Rewards. Now, Quest and Rewards, basically, now they give you a chest for every level that you completed. And also, they've increased the number of levels that you can go to from 20 to now 30. So for those of you who have maxed out at 20, now you can even have like 10 more levels to level up. And every level you go, you will get another chest. So if you are actually logging on for the first time, you will see lots of chests that you can unlock from the past 20 levels that you have achieved. So I was just, you know, happily just taking all the goodies, and I must say, kudos to Super Evil Megacorp. The goodies were actually really nice. Like, you have Ice Essence, Glory, even sometimes epic and legendary cards. So yeah, pretty cool. Okay, the next thing you should, guys, we should talk about the skins. Now, well, we have Skye skins, tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. Now, I've said this before, I don't know how I feel about having skins all come out at the same time. I personally feel it's a little bit rushed, and sometimes when they rush it, it could appear that they are very similar in terms of design. Oh, check this out! Look at me! I was almost dead there. Thanks to the Vanguard by the Arden. He got me away in time for me to do a forward barrage backwards. I'll call it a backward barrage onto the Glaive and take him out as well. So that was pretty cool play by this Arden. This Arden is really good in this game, in case you guys have been paying attention there. So what was I saying? So we have the Skye skins. I would say they're pretty nice, but I don't know about the effects though. I'm yet to see that one though. But in terms of the skin itself, it's not bad, I guess. It's just that, you know, they look very similar. Alright, and we have the Celeste skin, the Star Queen Celeste tier 3. This Star Queen looks menacing, I must say, and the staff looks quite evil looking too. So I'm just wondering, is this new skin supposed to tie in with the lore? I haven't actually read the lore yet, if there is one on Star Queen Celeste tier 3, about her maybe being, I would say, she turned bad because of the evil influence of this new staff? I don't know, maybe. And then we have Blackfeather, Dynasty Blackfeather tier 1. Well, I must say it looks a lot like, you know, Dynasty Warriors. If you actually know the game, you know, it looks like one of those heroes from Dynasty Warriors. And indeed enough, it does say Dynasty's Blackfeather. He's like an Asian version of Blackfeather, maybe perhaps even known as Blackfeather. So yeah. So I don't know how they will look like in game just yet. I haven't actually seen any footages of the gameplay. But I am looking forward to this Blackfeather skin. Looks pretty, I would say, imperial. Okay, so now moving on. Now the most important thing about this patch is the hero balances. But anyway, check this out. There's a cool fight going on here, and we managed to take out both Glaive and Skye, and now one more full barrage to take out the Catherine. We got the ace, baby. Yeah, so things are going pretty well now in the game, that we are able to now take a lot of objectives. We're gonna go take the gold mine too. Yeah, this Ardent man is really good at supporting. He knows what's going on, and he's really on the ball. Okay, yeah. So hero balance changes. The one that I really want to talk about, if I don't have time at all to finish it before this video ends, is Vox. Vox being one of my favorite heroes. Some of you guys have watched before. I've always said it, and I still say it, that Vox is one of my favorites. Now, what's changed? His base weapon power now is up from 34 to 80, now changed to 72 to 149. Starting base attack damage at 72. That's a lot of change right there. And I'm thinking now Vox is going to have a much easier time, hopefully a much easier time to farm in lane if he were to go weapon power earlier in the game, because of this huge weapon base base weapon power up. Yeah, so basically it's going to be so much easier. Plus, of course, he also has a range increase from 4.5 to 5. So slightly better. You're able to hit your minions at a slightly safer position away from the enemy laner, whoever that may be. So yeah. Now, the next thing you should know also is that Julia's Song, his heroic perk, now no longer deals crystal damage to the primary target. Okay, so just take note of that. Sonic Zoom. Now, Sonic Zoom, basically the weapon ratio has been increased at the lower levels, where it used to be 35-40, 45-50 at the first 4 levels. Now it's 50-50, 50-50, and then of course ending off with 60, no change there. But yeah, can you imagine now, especially for those of you who want to build him weapon, this could be really a big incentive. You're gonna see, hopefully you will see a huge power spike in weapon powered Vox in the early to mid game, giving him the ability to trade very well, not very well, but at least trade better with some early game laners. So watch out for that. Pulse. Pulse's second ability, the cooldown now is now reduced quite drastically from 12 seconds at first 4 levels to now 10 seconds at the first 4 levels, and 1 second faster in overdrive. And so it's 10, 10, 10, 10, and 7. So it's really fast. I mean, considerably fast. On top of that, the energy cost for using your pulse is now reduced. So used to be Vox would have some trouble in terms of energy management. Now they're trying to address that by reducing some of the energy costs for pulse, especially because pulse is quite needed for Vox to really have his damage output, because he usually has to start with a pulse so as to really amplify his damage and also to apply the Sonic Zoom. And now we have, okay, so but however, pulse no longer amplifies resonance damage. Instead, it gives a flat increase of damage: 25, 50, 75, 100, and 150. Now here's the big one. The resonance. Oh no, there's two big ones. Resonance bounce damage changed from 34 to 68 plus 35% CR. Now 25 plus 80% CR. That means especially for Crystal Voxes out there, you're going to see a huge spike in damage if the more crystal power you build. So it's very important then for Crystal Voxes to farm up as fast as possible. You need your items. Otherwise, your resonant bounces are not going to, count for much. So you need to make sure that you focus on getting money, getting your items, getting your crystal power. Okay, that's very important. Back to the game over here. A fight going on in the jungle. The Arden uses a Fountain of Renewal. I dive in for the Catherine, then I kite backwards with my forward barrage. And now I use my forward barrage into a very weird spot right over there. I go in again, once again, forward barrage takes out the Catherine, and I'm also now kiting backwards using my forward barrage to take out this guy as well. But of course, it's Kestrel is the one who got the last hit, so that was pretty awesome. Nice play there by me and Kestrel to kind of like kite away from the danger. Alright. Oh, yes, I was saying. So the other big thing about Pulse is the resonance spreads to other targets hit by resonance. That means if you're in lane, and let's say you guys are you are facing the enemy laner who's quite far away, attacking from a safe distance. However, he is near his own minions, right? His own lane minions. You could do a pulse that affects his lane minions, and then start hitting those minions that are affected by pulse. And slowly but surely, the resonance will spread to those behind them all the way to the back, and even get onto the enemy laner. Then from there, as you keep attacking, that bounce damage is gonna keep going back towards him, and basically you're able to then trade with this enemy laner. Even though you're far away, your bounce damage can get to him, your resonance can get to him, and with every basic attack you're able to just keep on dealing damage to him even though he's far away. So yeah, I think and this is a really good I would say improvement to the resonance and whatnot. So it actually, if you play it right, you don't have to use your pulse so often to generate resonance. You can just keep hitting the minions and it will just keep spreading and spreading and spreading. You don't have to generate new resonance. So if you know how to play it right, you'll be able to do that. Yeah, so that's that. And that's it for the game as well, everybody. That's the game. As you can see, we won the game 18 kills to 6. I got 8 kills myself and 10 assists. Not too bad. And it was fun playing Skye, especially alongside this Arden and Kestrel. Kudos to my team. Kudos to the enemy team as well, perhaps. They were caught out of position sometimes. So, but other than that, they did a good job as well. So, I must say, great job. So, I'm just going to let the game finish here. I'm going to put the little, what do you call that, banner while I talk some more about the changes, because I'm going to talk more about 1.18. Now, 1.18 also sees a change in Saw. Saw now, the basic thing that I'm taking away from this, because I'm not really interested in Saw, is that his stacks. Now the stacks used to be, okay, it goes up from 1, the spin up stacks that is, it goes from 1 to 12, and then if he doesn't attack something for a few seconds, the stacks will just totally reset. However, instead now, it's going to fall off 1 stack at a time every 0.2 seconds that he does not attack. So yeah, it kind of drops, in a way it drops slowly, but not at one shot. So it's easier for Saw to maintain his spin up speed or stacks, because it doesn't fall off that quickly. But however, that said, that perhaps means also that his movement speed will not recover for a bit longer. So now moving on to the next thing that I want to talk about. Alpha is already quite strong, as we saw from the previous patch, but now they're going to make Crystal Alpha even stronger now. Base attack speed up to 122% in the highest level. Reboot health has gone up as well, and core charge cooldown has been improved earlier in the earlier levels, and cooldown reduction per basic attack is now up from 1 second to now 1.2 seconds on overdrive. Yeah, and crystal ratio for termination protocol has been increased by 50% as well. So lots of improvements to Crystal Alpha. Glaive has been nerfed a little bit with regards to his afterburn energy cost. There you go. So that's one, and his damage as well has been reduced. Let's see, Rona has been buffed, Adagio has been changed mostly, and let's see, Celeste, we have a cooldown reduction for a Solar Storm. Rona, okay, let's talk a bit about Rona. Rona now gains more Blood Rage per basic attack. Her Into the Fray ability allows her to gain even more fortified health, and on top of that, her cooldown for her Into the Fray is reduced to as much as 6 seconds in the first level. So now it's only 16 seconds cooldown, which is quite a big difference. So hopefully you will see more Ronas around. Fortress has been sort of changed. I wouldn't say nerfed. His bleed damage per second is now reduced, but his base damage for his Law of the Claw has been increased. What else? Kestrel, one shot, one kill, now deals full damage to jungle bosses. Wow, I can't wait to start using Kestrel all over again. I mean, because I'm starting to love her abilities, but especially now with the one shot, one kill, I'm able to deal full damage to like Krakens and gold miners and stuff like that. I'm able to steal them for good money. I'll be able to steal them quite well if I can time it well. So yeah, that's gonna be awesome. Black Feather. Let's see, his base attack speed has been toned down from 100 to 136%, down to 100 to 111%. So because he was able to get his Heartthrob stacks too easily, that's why they reduced his attack speed. Scarf, wow, jeez. His overall, I would say everything's been changed rather. Fan the Flames, 1% crystal ratio has been reduced. The burn duration is now always 2 seconds. And now his damage per stack is up to from 1.5% to 2%. Max stacks down from 4 to 2. However, leveling up your goop increases the maximum stacks by 1, 2, 3, 4, and 7 if you overdrive at 7, of course. If you overdrive the goop, it'll be 7. So and so basically, and also it has critical strikes, and the critical strikes will add 2 stacks to burning targets. What does this mean? This basically means that you might want to focus on your movement speed as well as your attack speed. This will allow you to keep fanning the flames, and especially when your goop is leveled up and overdriven, you can have up to 7 stacks of the fan the flames on the enemy. And remember, damage per stack is 2%, and you multiply that by 7, that's 14% increase of the damage. And so it's gonna be really painful if you just cannot get away from Scarf and his fan the flames. All right, so just be careful there. Let's see. Spitfire basically saw an increase in base damage but decrease in crystal ratio. So that's, I don't know what to think about that, to be honest. Okay, so what else? Well, now infusions wise, you can only get 1 infusion at a time, and Scout Traps has a little bit of a arming time, like a little animation to see that showed it as arming, because sometimes it seems as though when you put a Scout Trap, the previous patches, when you put a Scout Trap down, when there's an enemy on top of it already, it doesn't explode right away. It actually takes a time before it is so-called active. So I guess with this animation of the Scout Trap, you can now finally see how long it takes for the Scout Trap to be active before it can actually explode. So putting them right in front of the enemy right there is not gonna, you're not gonna expect it to explode right away anymore. At least you can see the animation while it's doing that. Wow, I've said so much about 1.18. All I can say that is we're definitely going to see a new meta around. We're gonna see much more Ronas. We're gonna see perhaps less Adagios, less Glaives, maybe more Alphas. I'm hoping for it, and I want to see a brand new Vox revived, especially Crystal Vox, because he still can hurt a lot in the when he's fully built. So I've seen it played already, and I was very shocked at how fast his resonant bounces were moving. So and I just really excited about the potential damage he could do if he were to build his usual attack speed and broken myth kind of build. So yeah, look out for that, guys, and let me know what you guys think about update 1.18. What do you think is going to be the main differences? What are you upset about? What are you happy about? Just let me know, guys. Let's just discuss this over my comment section, and I will see you guys next video. In the meantime, be awesome, stay awesome, and check out this cool outro. Bye bye.